Hi, I'm Richard Baer, your district manager, and I'm here to give you the intro for our Momentum meeting, September 2021. I want to talk to you about the gains that you and I, and as a team, we have made relating to efficiency and effectiveness. That's one of our big areas. Just having completed the 21-22 fiscal year budgeting process that has heavily weighed into all of those efficiency and effectiveness measures that we have taken with this year's budgets. We've been working with all the department heads, as you can see here, on a number of areas relating to our organization. These areas relate to changes made in human resources, strategic planning and training, customer service, communications, and fleet. This slide, it's a little difficult to see, but you can see it on districtgov.org, our homepage, goes through those changes. You will see as you look at this slide that the fleet services have been moved from the village's public safety department over to Brittany Wilson's area. That will allow VPSD to focus really on their function as an emergency service and fire provider, while allowing, as we'll talk about in a little bit of time, the focus on our fleet fueling and fleet services. We've also pulled Deb Franklin and a member of her staff out of human resources to form a small unit reporting directly to the district manager, which is entitled Strategic Planning and Training. This will allow a focus on those strategic planning and training areas, strategic planning specifically relating to the customer service enhancements, all the efficiency and effective government measures that we have been dealing with, as well as technology and the issues relating to the provision of our continued excellent services that we offer to our residents. We've also created a new position with the Director of Community Standards and Customer Service, Matt Armstrong, within Carrie Duckett's area, a very, very important area that we wanted to kind of bring to your attention and mention to you. Human Resources is being headed up by the former Human Resource Manager, Pamela Webb, and she is our Human Resource Director. So I'm sure all of you will welcome her and be working with her as well. We've also looked at the proximity with which our boards are meeting throughout our number of districts. We'll talk in just a second about we have 14 residential districts now, but districts 1 through 4 will remain for their district board meetings at the Savannah Center, as will the AAC and the Investment Advisory Committee. Seabreeze will become the new home, if you will, for Sumter Landing, CDD, Bromwood, NSCUD, and District Boards 5 through 11. And we'll continue meeting at the Everglades Recreation Center for Districts 12, 13, and 14, and the Wildwood Utility Dependent District Wood. It's very important that I think we provide this government service of its elected officials, the board supervisors, closest as possible to the residents that they serve. You'll see a footnote at the bottom. We've also realigned some of the times of these meetings so that we can better utilize both staff time as well as make it more convenient for our residents to attend those meetings. We're also looking at efficiencies as they pertain to the adjacency of work relationships. So we have moved property management and executive golf, both with heavy capital planning and capital project areas, over to the facility and site above, if you will, the restaurant locations of City Fire and the other restaurants around City Fire, formerly where TSG was. That'll be the home of district property management, as well as co-located with executive golf maintenance. You will see that in the former DPM, District Property Management space, that the Office of Management and Budget, Purchasing, Strategic Planning and Training, Risk Management, and Fleet Services will all be located to better really coordinate those activities as support departments for other agencies and departments within the district government. We're very fortunate that the VCCDD actually purchased a fueling station. This fueling station that is located within the industrial park off the extension of Powell Road, County Road 462, will allow the district both the emergency management type fleet through VPSD as well as our regular white fleet to fuel at a centralized location. That will save us in taxes as we are exempt from local taxes, and also it will save us from the additional planning that is normally necessary for a backup fueling center during natural and man-made emergencies. The fueling station will consist of several diesel and unleaded tanks, and we're lucky to have that there. It will come into service a little later this fall. We're so pleased that our Office of Management and Budget, by the statutory deadline of September 15th, has actually conducted and had approval of all of our number district and our special districts throughout the district government. All in, our budget is just over $400 million. Comparatively, if you think about that, that is comparable to a number of and more than half of the county governments if you look throughout the state of Florida. It is amazing the work that is accomplished through the district board supervisors and staff together, as well as our community partners that have attended and provided input for those budget meetings and workshops. It is, again, it's like running 14 number districts. We have 3 commercial districts, and then we have the 2 utility special districts. And so I thank Barbara Kays and her team, which is very small at this point, for doing all of that work, as well as all the departments that were cooperative insofar as submitting that information. Very important to the branding and the lifestyle in the villages itself is our fire and emergency services. So the BOCC, the Board of County Commissioners of Sumter County, had convened a fire ad hoc advisory committee. This committee was considering the delivery of fire services as well as ambulance and transport services. They're having a discussion on how those services will be delivered, whether it will be a consolidation into one department provided only by Sumter County, or will remain with 2 departments, the Village's Public Safety Department and the South Sumter Fire and EMS departments, and how the ambulance and transport services will be handled. That meeting will take place on September 21st at 7 p.m. at the Everglades Recreation Center. Many of you have already been made aware of this through communications from my office, and I appreciate all of your thought-provoking questions and all the issues that you have raised that you would like for me to raise to the County Commission. It is so critical that we continue to plan for the future, and we are fortunate that we have a very forward-thinking senior staff with our battalion chiefs and our deputy and our chief of fire and EMS over at VPSD. Station 48 and 49, as you'll see in just a minute, are both in the planning stages along the 470 corridors. Station 48 will be closer to Highway 501, which is Marsh Bend Trail, and then just not too far from that will be Station 49. Although a little difficult to see, the 2 central circles, or ovals almost, if you will, in purple delineate that 3 to 4 mile response time that stations 48 and 49, as well as you see the other stations that are either within the villages or nearby the villages that provide that first bell emergency service. The continued planning of our fire stations and fire station planning will actually enhance our ability to maintain a very urbanized level of service that our residents enjoy. Currently, we're at a 50% insofar as average response time of 4 minutes and 29 seconds and a 90% fractile of 6 minutes and about 45 seconds. So an excellent response time for our village's population. Recall that our village's population demographics is more urban than the rest of the county, and the services would be then more urban and expected to be such. Our age, average-wise, from the last census is 70 years. And so we perform to our demographics and the needs of our public as is branded in the lifestyle of the villages. I now wanted to introduce Carrie Duckett, Assistant District Manager, to go over the community and customer service enhancements.
Thank you, Mr. Baer. I would like to quickly go over some of the customer service and community outreach programs that took place over the previous year and what you can look forward to over the next year. In June, our Community Watch Department, under the direction of Mr. Nehemiah Wolf, was the first non-PSAP, or non-Public Safety Answering Point dispatch center to receive accreditation. This huge accomplishment is a huge testament to our Community Watch Department and the dedication that they have to our village's community and to this organization as a whole. Congratulations to the entire Community Watch team. We are very happy to announce that two of our most popular programs, CDD Orientation and Resident Academy, are back in session. While CDD Orientation is not currently being offered to district staff, you do have the ability to learn more about our district operations for new team members during your onboarding process. Right now, residents have the ability to attend CDD Orientation the second and fourth Thursday every month at the district office located at Lake Sumter Landing at 10 a.m. This great opportunity provides residents with an overview of some of the things that they can expect to see within our district operations. For those residents wanting to know more, Resident Academy gives them an in-depth look of district operations, as well as a lot of the activities and functions that you are providing to them every day. Our next session will take place in November of this year, and residents can sign up at any regional recreation complex or at our customer service center located right here at Lake Sumter Landing. Registration can also be accomplished by visiting our website, districtgov.org. Finally, we are always looking for new and innovative ways to meet with our residents and provide new community outreach. For example, this year, District Property Management developed a new Villages Wetlands handout that gives information as to why the village's wetlands and preserves are so important in this village's community. Partnering with Community Watch had the opportunity to visit each property located within the villages along a wetland or preserve and provide this valuable information. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about some of the things that we accomplished over the last year and some of the things you can look forward to over the next year. And with that, I would like to turn it over to Mr. Kenny Blocker, our Deputy District Manager, to talk about utilities and future growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Duckett, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to come and speak to you today. Hello, my name is Kenny Blocker, and I'm the Deputy District Manager. And today I'm going to talk to you about a few of the growth avenues that we have experienced within the villages this year. And first of all, I'm going to talk to you about some growth within the utilities. The first thing is the newest utility district that was formed is the Wildwood Utility Dependent District. And the Wildwood Utility Dependent District was established by City Ordinance of the City of Wildwood, Ordinance 2021-16 on March 22nd of 2021. So the Wildwood Utility Dependent District consists of 5 board members, and they are all residents south of State Road 44. And currently, Wildwood Utility Dependent District is being in the process of purchasing South Sumter Utilities. So the purpose of the Dependent District is to serve the utility customers south of State Road 44 that consist of the CDDs in 12, 13, 14, the industrial commercial property south of State Road 44, and all these will be funded through user fees. These are much like what we have in the NSCUD area, North Sumter County Utility Dependent District, but all this will be south of State Road 44. So that is the newest utility dependent district within the villages. The next thing I want to talk to you about is some opportunities that the North Sumter County Utility Dependent District has experienced this year. One being the Sumter Sanitation building that they have purchased for the new home for Sumter Sanitation. So currently they're in the industrial park in Wildwood, and it's in a more of a modified version of a little shop with a small office that is a temporary home. In March of 2021, North Sumter County Utility Dependent District purchased a new building in the Wildwood Industrial Park in partnership with Jacobs. Jacobs is currently our provider of sanitation services for NSCUD. So that partnership allowed Sumter Sanitation through NSCUD to buy a bigger building to make a more permanent home for the Sumter Sanitation Department. This will be an excellent opportunity for years in the future to have a permanent home for Sumter Sanitation that we all can be proud of. Also, NSCUD is currently in the process of purchasing the Sumter Water Conservation Authority, SWCA as we like to call it, and is the irrigation arm of CSU that they previously purchased in 2019. That irrigation service will be for CDDs 9, 10, 11, and all of south of 466A and north of State Road 44. That includes Brownwood. Once again, all funded through user fees. So a lot of growth and a lot of things happening with utilities this year with Wildwood Utility Dependent District and with NSCUD through Sumter Sanitation and the SWCA purchase. The next thing we want to talk to you about is residential growth. And the growth in the residential area comes with District 14, a newly formed district by way of ordinance through the city of Leesburg. And District 14 consists of about plus or minus 2,500 acres, which is located at County Road 470, north and south of the Florida Turnpike, and north and south of County Road 48. So District 14 was organized through the city of Leesburg by ordinance, and then also organized at August 12th of 2021. That organizational meeting did then elect the chair, vice chair, and all the supervisors. It has 5 members on their board. And this CDD will be the next CDD in line for residential areas in the villages. As you can see on this map, you can see the 2 highlighted areas that you can see that are CDD 14, right next to the Turnpike and County Road 470. So with that, I like to say I thank you and appreciate your time for allowing me to speak to you about some growth within the villages. As we continue to grow, we continue to manage it in a very successful and efficient and effective manner. So thank you, and once again, I'd like to turn it over now to Ms. Wilson. Thank you.
Today, I'd like to give you a brief update on the technology initiatives for the Village Community Development Districts. Our asset management and GIS data development, also known as Geographic Information System data, kicked off in April 2019. This was for phase 1 of the project, which encompassed all of the utility infrastructure, both above ground and below ground. This project was completed in February 2021 for phase 1, which was 9 months ahead of schedule. This data encompassed 300,000 utility assets that were mapped and attributed, as well as over 2,800 miles of utility pipes. To put that into perspective, if you were to get in your vehicle and drive from the villages to Walla Walla, Washington, you would have traveled just over 2,800 miles. Phase 2 of the project encompasses all of the recreational amenity infrastructure. This project kicked off in April 2021 and is estimated to be complete a year later in April 2022. Some of the projects encompassed within Phase 2 include the recreation facilities, golf courses, buildings, gates and gatehouses, as well as the multimodal paths. Phase 2 of the project began in the geographic area of District 4 in Marion County and is progressing south, as depicted on the map on this slide. The next step for Phase 1, which encompassed the utility infrastructure, is the implementation of CityWorks, which is the district's asset management system. This software implementation will benefit resident engagement, integration with the GIS system. It will improve capital improvement projecting and planning, as well as preventative maintenance. CityWorks implementation for Phase 2 will begin in 2022 following the development of that GIS data. With that, I would like to turn it over to Mr. John Rohan, the Director of Recreation and Parks.
Thanks, Brittany. I'm here to give some wonderful updates about the wonderful world of recreation and parks, programs and services and facilities right here in the villages. And as always, we have great new programs, facilities and services as part of our core values. And so we'd like to share some of those updates with you during this presentation. So the big one that's in the works right now is the First Responders Village Recreation Center. It is located in the Mulberry Grove Regional Complex area. And this recreation center is going very nicely under construction, has an abundance of amenities, both indoors and outdoors for our residents' use and enjoyment. We hope to have the completion of this recreation center sometime in late spring or early summer of 2022. So stay posted on districtgov.org for lots of great updates. And so you'll see some great photos of some of these improvements taking place at the construction site. We appreciate everyone's assistance and cooperation, allowing our team, our construction team, to do their work safely. And we like to share the information on our website and other communication platforms. So a lot of great things going on with first responders, some great information there. It's going to have a putt and play area. It's going to have outdoor court areas. It's going to have a resort style swimming pool. It's going to have beach tennis. It's going to have an outdoor fire pit. It's going to have pickleball courts, some platform tennis, paved walking paths for people to get out there and do some walking, some outdoor exercise equipment. So there's a huge listing of amenities that are going to be available for people. A multi-use area for people's use and enjoyment as well. And so the list goes on, and you'll be able to read about all these different amenities that we have outside. Inside, we'll have a multi-use room. We'll have an arts and crafts room with that multi-purpose room that'll be programmed for a variety of resident lifestyle clubs and activities. It'll be staffed, fully staffed by our recreation team of professionals who will be there to provide assistance and service and setup for the various programs and activities, and running different socials and tournaments and ongoing daily activities and programs. And so we're looking forward to the great opening of this in the next part of 2022. That'll be coming up, but stay posted. Beautiful recreation center that'll be opened up in the Mulberry Grove region here in the Villages. As far as new recreation centers, we've opened up at least 8 to date since we started all the new construction south of 44. We continue to open up neighborhood recreation areas, village recreation centers, and your regional recreation complexes. All of them, they're going to have a variety of different amenities for your use and enjoyment, everywhere from sports pools to your neighborhood adult pools to your family resort style pools. So recreation continues to grow as the Villages continues to grow by leaps and bounds. We're very excited about the growth of the community, and more importantly about our residents getting out there and taking advantage of all the recreation and park services and programs and facilities. A short walk from your home, or a golf cart drive from your home, or even a bike, or even using your car. So get out there, make sure you use all the wonderful amenities, stay posted to all the great updates that are coming your way. We're very excited about the upcoming fall season. We have a new software called Active.net that will be making its platform this week, which will be mid-September, and will be fully functional in early October. So lots of great things going on in the technology world with our software. Look for more information about Active.net, how you can log on and set up your own account, how you can register for activities, of course, tea, socials, all the different events. You'll be able to register from your smartphone, your tablet, your computer, and we're looking forward to easy access for our residents to have the ability to sign up for their favorite lifestyle program or activity. So next up, I'd like to introduce a good friend, team member, Mitch Leininger, who is our Director of Executive Golf here in the Villages. He has some tremendous updates as well, and we'll get Mitch up here and talk about some more great things. So stay safe, stay happy. Hope to see you out there at the recreation centers. Thank you.
Thanks, John. And now some news on executive golf. Over the last year, we have completed nearly $1 million worth of capital projects on executive golf courses. In the Big Cypress area, the Mangrove Executive Golf Course Timber Bridge Improvement Project was necessary due to the slow percolation of the soil structure in the Evans Prairie, causing the water table to rise following the tropical systems that frequent Florida during the storm season. The executive golf courses are designed as collection areas of stormwater to prevent flooding in the Villages community. The bridge was raised 18 inches to allow for ongoing use on the golf course in spite of fluctuating water levels throughout the year. The approved capital budget for this project was $170,000. Following a thorough procurement process, an accepted bid was secured for just over $141,000. The contractor began this project in February of 2021, ahead of the rainy season. This ensured that they had access to the bridge and could stay ahead of the rising water levels. Our Silver Lake renovation. Last year, the AAC Amenity Authority Committee approved a comprehensive $500,000 renovation of the Silver Lake Executive Golf Course. This project consisted of keeping the original 9-hole layout with new greens, tees, fairways, and complete regrassing of the golf course with resident input. The additional landscape enhancements and course playability improvements were added as a part of the overhaul of this aging infrastructure. Silver Lake was the original executive golf course in the Villages. The course will be ready to open in the fall. This approved capital project came in under budget at just over $329,000. This project will be a welcome improvement with our residents who live on the historical side of the Villages. We have 2 other greens renovations happening. The greens renovations at Sweetgum and Sandhill executive golf courses are renovations taking place south of County Road 466. These projects include removing old grass and soil, inspection of the drainage and making repairs as needed, followed by installation of new soil and a newer variety of Bermuda grass developed to be more drought and shade tolerant. The cost of these projects combined was $517,000. As you can see, this is a detailed process. The timeline for growing in a new green is about 12 weeks, so these greens should be ready to put on by the end of this year. I would now like to pass it back to our district manager, Richard Baer.
I want to thank all of our senior members of the team that presented today. I think it showcases the many initiatives and programs and projects that we as a team have accomplished to preserve the lifestyle that has been so valued by our residents within the Villages. I also want to say a personal thank you to all of our team members who have actually sent me notes and thoughts and just remembrances as I have gone through some health issues. But I do want to say on behalf of all of our residents and our board supervisors that we appreciate you and the work that you do every day. Again, thank you.